Hey guys, so today we are going to talk about why you might not be losing weight. So we've got 5 reasons. They might not be what you've already thought about, so hopefully they'll make you think a little bit deeper. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So reason number 1 is, what is your motivation and what is your why? And do you really understand what your why is? So we get people to look a little bit deeper at their lives, more holistically, and make sure that all the actions they take to getting healthier or losing weight comes from a place of self-love. You've got to really want to do this. There's longevity and there are results if you really want to lose weight.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at, like what Serena just said then, looking at your life and breaking down certain things, how's your sleep, how's your energy levels, how's your mood, all of these things, when you kind of get a bit more of a grip on those will identify different areas that you will then be a bit more aware of that you might need to focus on, and it then makes a lot of the actions and decisions that you make moving forward a lot easier.
Exactly, so we want you right now to get a pen and get a piece of paper and write down your whys. So it might be 1 reason, there might be 3 reasons, but make sure you get that down on paper because that's going to make a change. Reason number 2 is food pushers. So we work with a lot of people that work in offices and also stay-at-home mums. In an office environment, I'm sure you're aware, there's always lots of snacks around. It's so easy to grab. There's always going to be a birthday celebration or some kind of like office celebration where you
10
find
10 a.m. coffee and cake.
10 a.m. coffee and cake. There's always going to be snacks around.
There's actually an interesting stat around this one, and it is that people consume 1,277 additional calories. So that's all of those little couple of biscuits here and there, or I'll just have that little slice of cake thinking that it won't count, but it all adds up. Over 3 weeks, that's an extra pound of body fat. Over the course of a year, that's 17 pounds of body fat. So let's just say you eat 2 biscuits a day. So over the course of a week, that's 14 biscuits you're not accounting for.
Can you breathe? 33 calories, that's a third of a biscuit, right? So if you have your 14 biscuits, over the course of the week, you're going to need to burn, well, you're going to need to do over 2 hours on the assault bike. Set your goal now, and then you're going to get a friend to hold you accountable. So you're going to contact your work colleague and say, right, we're going to do this together. And then when your cravings start to kick in, instead of choosing to eat brownies, you can go for a 10-15 minute walk together. And between the 2 of you, you're more likely then to get results with that extra support.
Yeah, have a squad to hold you accountable and go through it together. Reason number 3 is, are you eating too many healthy foods? Just because something's deemed as healthy doesn't mean that you can eat as much as you want, okay? All of these foods still contain calories. Eggs, avocado, salmon for breakfast, that contains a fuck ton of calories basically. People that snack on cashew nuts all day because they're healthier when you're actually craving a Mars bar. Like a bag of cashew nuts probably contains about 600 calories, Mars bars rocking in at about 220, okay? So yes, we do need to consider health, but if your goal is weight loss, at the end of the day, calories are king.
If you're eating too many, you're going to gain weight. If you're eating less, obviously you will lose weight.
So you want to just try and find that balance, guys, where you're eating 80% good foods, but you need to understand where these calories are coming from so you're not overeating, and then the other 20% try and fit in the foods that you might be craving.
So our task to you now is sign up to MyFitnessPal just for 1 week, log your foods, get to know and understand that some foods that deemed as healthy are high fat, so they're also high calorie, and just get to know exactly what you're eating and know where you need to be in your calorie balance to make sure you can lose weight.
Tip for you guys that use MyFitnessPal, if you're eating out often, whenever you're at a restaurant, add an extra 10 to 15 grams of fats onto each meal because there will be added butters and oils in all of those meals.
Reason number 4, why you're not losing fat. You're eating your emotions. There's 2 ways you can respond and react. I can't fucking get the...
Reason number 4 why you might not be losing fat is that you're eating to your emotions. So there's 2 different ways that people are going to either do this. They're either going to respond, where you might be able to kind of take a step back, breathe.
Or you're going to react, which is instantaneous and thoughtless. Okay, so what you want to do is take a moment to have a think about why have you turned to food? Is it hunger or is it induced because of a stress-related situation?
Yeah, like we said, just take a moment, think about it, how you're going to feel afterwards. Quite often people will, feel all these emotions, chin a pint of Ben & Jerry's, and then afterwards then they're left with this feeling of guilt, remorse, stomach discomfort, whatever it might be. So just take a moment, whether you kind of just remove yourself from that environment, go outside, go for a walk, give yourself a breather.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it does happen, mistakes do happen, but you have to learn from these mistakes and you have to remember that feeling of regret that you have so that you don't do it again.
Reason number 5, you might not be losing fat, is that you're not making sure that you're celebrating the small wins. Okay, think progress, not perfection. Quite often people think that, they've absolutely blown their diet and everything's gone to shit, when really, if you think about it, you're a lot more aware of the foods that you're eating, you're a lot more educated with what you're trying to achieve. So try not to beat yourself up too much.
Yeah, you end up focusing on that end goal so hard that you actually don't realise the progress that you've made in the process. So I think it's just about stopping and taking a moment to reflect and think about the things that have gone right or the benefits that you have felt. You might feel healthy, you might have more energy, you might, all of those kind of points. So
it could be sleeping better, your moods might be better with your partner and your children. There's always the bigger picture to be looking at. It isn't just like focusing on that scale weight sometimes, So just remember, guys, if you're overall making healthier and smarter choices, then you are well on the way to a much healthier path. So an action tip for you for point number 5 is going to be to start recording your body weights, okay? So whether you do it once a week, you could do it every day and look at the fluctuations, and then you've got some data that you can look back on. Another good one will be to take progress pictures, because sometimes people get so hung up on the scales that they're not actually seeing how their body's changing. Your weight might be the same, but you've added some muscle, dropped some body fat, you're a lot kind of tighter, more toned.
True. It's so true that the scale weight does not reflect changes in body composition, so you must take progress pictures to see that change.
And another big one will be to just take notes on generally how you feel, like I was saying about how your mood, have you got more energy, have you got less cravings, are you sleeping better? All of these things are really, really important. So the good thing about when you get into the habit of doing this is we've actually then got something that you compare, so you can look back to last month, see how things have changed. If you haven't seen any change or any progress, then we know what you then might need to change to keep you progressing.